Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo. What's going on, my fantastic family and friends? It is yo boy, Mr. Dominique, aka the Scorpio King, baby. And I'm right back at you with another episode of Dom's World from right up top. Bah! You know the routine, family. You got your world and I got mine. Let's get right into chopping it up this lovely morning. Chop, 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 chop. Family, I want to talk to you about God's timing. All right. I want to talk to you about waiting on God to do something for you. Like a lot of us are. We're waiting on a miracle. We're waiting on a blessing. We're waiting on God's timing. We're in God's waiting room. Chop, chop. Let's talk about it. Okay. Listen, there are so many of you out there right now. You're waiting on God to do something for you. You've been praying about a certain thing or a certain someone for quite some time now. You've been waiting and you've been waiting and you've been waiting, and you're starting to lose hope. You're starting to lose faith because your prayer hasn't been answered yet. You've been waiting and waiting, and you're tired of waiting. And there's no timetable on God's timing because we can't see how God sees. We can't see what God sees. We don't know what God knows. So we don't know how God's timing works. Lean not to your own understanding, because you will only frustrate yourself trying to understand how God works when it comes to his timetable. We just don't have the answers. We just can't see what he sees. We can't hear what he hears. We don't know what he knows. It is what it is, family. Those are the facts. But I want to say this to you. It's not so much about just waiting on God's timing as it is about trusting God's timing, trusting the process. Oh, ye who are the faithful, you must be tested. Your faithfulness must be put to the test. Do you not know this? You shout at the top of your lungs, I trust God, I love God, I'm faithful and loyal, and I'm waiting on God. Well, you're going to be tested. And how true that is, we will see. How true that is remains to be seen. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you shout these things out and you say these things, do not think you won't be tested. Your faith will be tested. Okay? Let me swig, family. Hold on a second here. You're waiting on God to do something for you, but the thing that you haven't considered, okay, what you probably haven't considered is that God is trying to do something within you. Okay? God's trying to do something within you. You're waiting and wanting God to do something for you, and God is trying to do something within you. He's trying to take you mentally, physically, spiritually to a new level. And all you're focusing on is the end result. You're focused on the gratification of accomplishing what it is you want. You're focused on the gratification of receiving the blessing or achieving the miracle. You're so focused on the end result, and you're forgetting all about the process, because it's during the process in which you become who you are meant to be. The process is the most important part. Listen, when we bake a cake, the end result is this beautiful cake that we put all this hard work into. But the cake would not be what it is without the process of putting it together and mixing everything and putting the proper love and ingredients into the process. The process is the most important part, family. Please understand that when it comes to learning to trust God's timing, when it comes to gaining faith, gaining favor with God, it's in the process. Okay? It's in the process. So a lot of times you're focusing on the blessing, the end result, but it's the process that God is focused on, because it is the process that makes you who you are. It is the process that shows God who you are and who you are becoming. It's the process. So you're focusing on the miracle. You're focusing on what you want, but God is focusing on what he can do within you. Boom, goes the dynamite. Okay, so relax. You're up here on 1,000, and you're rushing everything for results, but it's the process that God is paying attention to, because that's where he touches your heart. That's where he gets to get in there and get his hands in there and mix everything up and create something special with you. It's the process. So family, please understand me when I say trust the process. You are in the process of gaining wisdom, knowledge, clairvoyance with God. You're learning patience with God. You're learning to deepen your faith and trust with God. And all that happens in the process, family. in the process. The process is not the problem. There's no problem in the process. So drop your pride, learn to be more patient, and trust the process. And while you're trusting the process, keep moving forward and keep connecting with Yahweh. And I guarantee you a stronger bond each and every single day. I want to say something to you. I had to write this down because this caught my interest too. I heard this saying, when it comes to trusting God's timing, when it comes to us wanting to be blessed by God, when it comes to us needing answers to our prayers from God, God can give us what we want. All right. God can give us what we ask for. Or, now hear me out. Make sure you catch this. So stop whatever you're doing and listen to me right now. I want you to catch this. So stop and be still and listen. God can give us what we ask for. Or God can give us what we ask for if we knew everything he knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're rushing God for an answer. And God could give us what we ask for, because we ask for stuff all the time. Our eyes see something, our heart desires something, we want it, and we ask for it. How many times as a human being can you count that you asked for something and wish you didn't get it? How many times have you asked for something and realized you didn't need it? How many times have you asked for something only to realize you didn't want it as bad as you thought you did? See, God can give you everything you asked for, chosen one, but or he can give you what you asked for if you knew what he knew. Use your common sense. Stop for a second and listen to what I'm saying to you. God can give you what you asked for if you knew what he knew. That's a big difference. See, I can go and ask God for something. I can say, God, I want to be rich. I can say, God, I want to be rich. Okay, let me use myself for an example. And I say, God, please, bless me with a lotto win. I want to be rich. Let's just say that's my thing. And then God knows, because God can see all. He can see further down the line. He can also hear conversations that I can't hear, that are taking place right now amongst people that I love, trust, and care for. They're right now having a conversation, or could be having a conversation about me that I know nothing about, but God does. He knows all about what they're talking about, but I don't know. I'm not there. I don't have that type of power, but he does. So I can say, God, I want to be rich, but God can know the fact that I want to be rich, but he also may know that it's the very thing that will tear my family apart. The very blessing that I want so bad is the very thing that would tear my family apart, because it's not me that's so money hungry, but it could be the other members of my family that are so money hungry that they turn on me because they want my money. And that could, in the end, destroy me. That money was the very thing that destroyed my family. But yet that's what I prayed for and asked for. I wanted to be rich. You hear from everybody who has money, more problems. And yeah, we need to go out there and get us some problems then so we can get more money. But the fact that everyone says more money, more problems, pay attention to that. Because it's clearly the truth. The more money you have, the more problems you have. You got money, then people want it. Your children want it. We're just sitting up here watching Master P and Little Romeo beef with each other over money. Master P, I come from the generation of watching Master P form the No Limit Soldiers, and I saw what he was doing for his son, making him a little star, putting him out there making records. He had 1 or 2 albums, but they had a good relationship. Master P, I've seen many videos of him talking about how he's teaching his kids business, all while Little Romeo was a little kid. Now Little Romeo is a grown man and going to war with his father on social media over money. Money, the love of money is the root of all evil, and you're asking for a financial blessing, and it may be the very thing that ruins your family. How many families have you seen ruined over money? How many relationships have you seen ruined over money? Let alone thousands of dollars or millions of dollars. I've seen people lose their life over a dice game. We've seen people lose their life over a dice game. We've seen people get it in over a game of dominoes. Chump change, pocket money. What you think gonna happen when millions come into play? Thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands come into play. Be careful what you ask for. You're asking for what you're asking for, but God's trying to do something great within you. You're missing the focus. He's trying to do something great within you. And you wouldn't have asked for that money blessing if you knew what God knew. If you had the knowledge that God has and you had the power to see down the line what God could see, then you wouldn't ask for that miracle. You wouldn't ask for that money. You may be asking, you may be saying, I want a relationship. I want to be married. I want to be married. Oh, Lord God, please, I want to be married so bad. Please bring me somebody. I want to be married. And you want to be married so bad, you want to be married so bad, and you're not trusting God, you're not trusting the process. And the first person to come along, you hop on that because you can't wait, and you not patient, and you're not trusting the process. And you take the first thing that come walking up to you. You hop on the first train that pulls up. Be careful what you wish for. Now you're married. Now you're married. But it wasn't the marriage that God had planned for you because you didn't wait on him. You didn't trust this time. You took the first person that came up to you and asked you out for a date, asked you for your hand in marriage. Now you're miserably married. Now you're unhappily married. Be careful what you wish for. Trust God's timing. Trust the process. Lean not to your own understanding. It's something inside you. Family, you know when it's right. Don't play. You know when it's right. You know when you met somebody that make butterflies in your stomach, that give you goosebumps, that make you smile from ear to ear when you hear their voice on the phone, when you see their name on your text message screen. You know when it feels good and when it feels right. But sometimes you're so impatient and you're in such a rush, you ignore your feelings. You ignore the red flags. You knew it wasn't right, but you just couldn't help yourself. You didn't want to be alone. You couldn't help yourself because he gave you a rock. You married the ring. You didn't marry the man. You married the ring. You married his financial situation. You didn't marry him, the person. You didn't marry the character that he has, that he is. You married his situation, his status, his money, his power. You married the rock that he put on your finger. You didn't marry him, sweetheart. And now, after you said I do, you're stuck with him and his character and his personality. In spite of his financial status, you still have to deal with him, the human being. Now you're unhappily married. You know what I mean? So we have to trust the process. I'm going to say this to you one more time. This quote I saw. God can give you what you ask for. God can give you what you ask for. Or God can give you what you ask for if you knew everything he knew. So when I think about that, I've proven to myself from time and time again at my age, I see something, I may ask for it. I may think that I want something and I may ask for it. But I always, in my prayers, I always say, have your way, have your will, God. If it is within your will, I want this. If it's the best thing for me, I want this. You know what's best for me. So even though I'm asking for it, I trust you. You got to be specific when you pray. When I pray to God, I ask for something, but I always say, if it's right for me, God, please bless me with this. If you want this for me, please bless me with this. Peace. I always ask God to be a part of whatever I ask for, because I don't lean to my own understanding. I'm not that arrogant. I'm not that cocky. I'm not that sure of my decisions. Not at all. I need God's help in making these big decisions in my life. I want God's guidance. And when I pray to him for something, to ask for something, I want him to be a part of it. I don't want to make this decision all by myself. I want God to lead the way. I want God to be a part of my decision making, because I don't trust just me. I don't trust only my decision, only my leadership roles. I trust God leading the way. God leads me, I follow him. And therefore, with his guidance, I hope I make the best decision I possibly can for my family. I'm not perfect. I'm just trying. I don't always do the right thing, but I keep trying. I don't always go the right way, but I keep trying. Family, just keep trying to be the best version of yourself you possibly can be. Just keep trying to do the best you can with what you got, and God will show up and show out in your life. He loves you. He will not forsake you. Don't let no demons, devil worshippers, or trolls tell you any different than that. Your Father loves you. You continue to love your Father, and the relationship of love will continue to be the most important thing between the two of you as you gain trust and deepen your faith with him. You got to trust God's timing, family. And the beautiful thing in trusting God's timing is in the process, you will gain some wisdom. You will gain strength. You will gain wisdom that you didn't think was in you. because it's in the process that you become who it was that you were meant to become for God. It's in the process. The true power is within the process. I say it to you one more again before I leave here. The power is within the process. The process does not make you powerless. The process makes you powerful. You dig? If you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for all notifications. Like and share your boy videos. I'm Mr. Dominique, a.k.a. the Scorpio King, saying peace, one love, stay blessed, keep your vibrations up, family. Namaste. I love you. I'm out.